Now, there's a lot of guarantees in life. There are things that are just guaranteed. Things like death, things like taxes, things like Fofana shooting the ball outside of the San Siro. But based on this season, a guarantee is Milan step up against Inter. They're unbeaten to Inter this season. Every single game they've stepped up. They beat them in the Coppa Italia final. And today, you could really make a case they should have won. I don't know what the game plan was. I don't know what key buzzword Sérgio Conceição used in preparation to the game. But let's just say, these dudes came out with fire in their belly. And you know what it is? They always say, when it comes to derbies, form goes out of the window. It's all about playing the occasion. It's all about understanding the magnitude of the game, understanding the team you're representing, and most importantly, the team you're coming up against. But that was Milan's best performance in a very long time under Sérgio Conceição. You could see Rafael, every time he got the ball, he smelled blood. He really did. Whenever he came up against Bissek, he just ran circles around him. And at times, he was just missing that last touch. At times, it was just that final ball, that final shot. Rafael, one of his better performances of late. Tammy Abraham, listen, I have to credit him. Because for me, I'm not too big of a fan on Tammy Abraham. But listen, Tammy Abraham is doing one thing which every professional footballer should do. Seize the opportunity when it presents itself. Now, Santi Gimenez is out of the team. On the weekend, it was because of an injury that he picked up on international duty. Today, Tammy Abraham leads the line. And what he's doing, he is just capitalizing on the moment. He's like, sweet, I'm starting. I'm going to give 120%. I'm going to make sure from now up until the end of the season, Milan's marquee signing in January, you can sit on the bench. You can warm the bench. Watch me score the goals. When you look at the goal, this is a beautiful goal. This is a beautiful goal from Tammy Abraham because the ball is fed into him and you could see he's got his back to goal. Like, he doesn't receive the ball in an area where he's facing goal, where he can just strike it first time. No, he receives the ball in an area where his teammates are now looking at him and telling him, either you pass it back to us or you find a way to get a shot on goal. And I feel like it was that drop of the shoulder and then turn. It was beautiful. This is X Factor. Beat his man low and hard across the goalkeeper. That's what you want in a number 9. They always say some number 9s, they live off service, but without service, they struggle. Tammy today, I wouldn't even say like he received the best of service, but when he did receive the ball in dangerous areas, he found a way to get a shot on goal. And that's what you require from your 9. That's what you require from your attackers. And for me, listen, hats off to him because I was like, listen, you are seizing the opportunity. You are grasping it. You are sending a statement. And let's be real, when it comes to Tammy Abraham, he's playing for his Milan future. He really is. So he's taking the opportunity with two hands, keeping Santi Gimenez on the bench. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him start from now up until the end of the season. But somebody that stepped up today, like I feel like he's been stepping up the entire season. But today, he took it up a notch. We're talking Tajani, Reijnders, this dude. Like, there's so much criticism of him throughout the season for his defensive work. This dude was getting stuck in today. We're talking 50-50, I'm there. We're talking zero chances of me getting the ball, no problem. I'm putting my foot on the line. I'm putting my ankle on the line. I'm putting my knee on the line. This dude had a man of the match performance. Let's just look at his numbers. An 87% pass accuracy, 2 big chances created, 2 out of 2 long balls, 4 out of 4 dribbles, 7 defensive actions. And I'll be honest with you guys, he had a solid game coming up against that 3-man Inter midfield. He should have ended that game on the winning side. But it's just a shame because my one piece of criticism on Sérgio Conceição's Milan team is they'll go for the game. But when they do go 1-0 up, they're very happy to surrender possession. And I feel like this is exactly what happened the last time they played in the Serie A. Because Inter scored in the dying minutes where Milan take the lead. They look good. They play on the front foot. As soon as they go 1-0 up, they now just look at their defensive structure. They look at their defensive players and say, now it's your job to try and prevent Inter from scoring. And I've never ever been a fan of managers, of systems, of tactics where when you score, you just sit back. Because listen, you're not coming up against an Empoli, with all due respect. You're coming up against an Inter. You are inviting pressure. They've got players that can score. And listen, if you invite pressure against Inter, they can score goals from all over the park, in the box, outside the box. You look at the goal, Hakan Calhanoglu. Like, Milan's whole team was back. Their whole team was back. Like, when you look at the strike, look at how many Milan players are in the box. And when I saw it, like, I was like, who do I even criticize? Do I criticize the fact that Milan couldn't prevent the shot by having that many bodies? Like, come on, somebody put your foot on the line. Somebody get a block. Somebody close down the shot. I'm looking at Mike Maignan and I'm thinking, like, was it in the corner? Really? Like, how many times has Mike Maignan this season conceded goals and I've looked at him and said, I feel like you could do better. I really, really, really feel like you could have done that better. But fair enough, maybe the power, maybe the speed of the strike, it caught him by surprise. But I sit down and I tell myself, Milan, they definitely had the firepower today to win the game. I feel like they wanted it more at times. But of course, when you go 1-0 up and then you sit back and you invite pressure, you allow the opposition back into the game. And listen, football, it's a game of momentum. Because after Inter scored, it became Inter's game. And the one thing about this Milan team is, for a team that wants to sit back and defense, the defensive structure is not good. Like, if you go back and watch that game and you see the gaps that were open in Milan's defense, the fact that players are just pushing forwards into midfield to try and win a duel, and then when they don't win a duel, nobody's tucked inside to cover the space they leave it behind. None of the midfielders have dropped back to drop into their slot because they know my centre-half has pushed forward. Like, there were periods where I looked at Inter and I was like, they are about to score, because Milan are just leaving space all over the space. So you could really make a case that Milan, having played so well, and I say haven't played so well because as of late they've been really, really, really poor. But for a team that played so well, this attitude, I don't know if it comes from the manager. I don't know if it's the players fatiguing. I don't know if it's the players feeling like, that's it, our job here is done. We scored, the game is over. But I feel like the fact that we see it week in, week out, it must be instructions where when you go 1-0 up, sit back and play on the counter. But listen, in the first half, that wasn't the case. They were playing on the front foot. They were holding on to the ball. You should keep that up from minute 1 to minute 90, because you can turn 1 goal into 2. You can turn 2 into 3. And now, a game that Milan should have won and given themselves a cushion, given themselves an advantage for the return leg in 2-3 weeks, it's now 1-1. It's now 1-1. And let's be real, 1-1, 90 minutes to decide a game. Based on this season, you'd probably put your money on Milan, but based on the two teams, based on the managers, based on the structures, based on the personnel, based on, like, overall who is the better team, you probably put your money on Inter. And I just feel like today's game, there were moments where Milan should have turned that 1 goal into 2. They should have kept playing on the front foot. Listen, it's 2 legs. It's 2 legs. Keep going at them, because they had the beating of them. I'm not saying keep going at them when they didn't have the beating of them. No, they had the beating of Inter defensively. Keep going. And the fact that the game ends 1-0, the fact that the game ends 1-1, I feel like maybe Milan fans will be satisfied, telling themselves, listen, 1-1, it's our best performance as of late. But at the same time, you might be disappointed, because you're like, fair enough, it's our best performance, which is a positive. But the negative is, this best performance, this very good performance as of late, didn't even contribute to a win. It didn't warrant a win. It didn't get us a win. So it's disappointing. I look at Sérgio Conceição and I just say, it's instructions, the fact that the team are doing this week in, week out, and it's really, really, really holding them back. But listen, I'm excited for the second leg. I really want to see how it goes. Milan this season, they've got the beating of Inter. Second leg, it's 90 minutes. 90 minutes between now and the final. Just go at it from minute 1 to minute 90. Not from minute 1 to minute 60. No. From minute 1 to minute 90, just keep going. Because the only thing that's stopping you from getting to that final is the 90-minute performance. So, I guess time will tell. Now, if you're new, you should subscribe. You should hit the like button. And I'll catch you guys on another one.